That's amazing. Can I touch her?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, weird. Oh, shit, that hurts. I didn't realize that was gonna happen.
Actually
so
let her
fast.
grab you?
Yeah.
But they're very, very strong.
Medicine's come a long way since we used to put leeches all over our faces. But as good as the drugs that we have are, diseases have a tendency to get used to them. That leads the medical establishment to searching new places for drugs that will fight these drug-resistant diseases. Places such as here, way the fuck up a tree in the Panama rainforest. I'm not having fun at all. This is horrifying.
Right now, there's a $17 million prize being offered out of London for the scientific team that can solve the problem of antibiotic resistance. The real prize, however, is us not shitting blood to death. The prize was announced just as the World Health Organization released a report warning that drug-resistant diseases had put us on the cusp of a post-antibiotic age. So, like Sean Connery and Medicine Man, science has tied back its ponytail and wandered into the jungle to search for new drugs.
The jungle is still a frontier of sorts. There's a lot of creatures here that science knows very little about. And the medical industry is kind of banking on these creatures, holding the secrets to new drugs that will fight some of the diseases that have become super resistant to the medicines we currently have. It's like Chagas, Ebola, and basic stuff like cancer and AIDS. This rainforest is basically Big Pharma's last great hope.
Bryson Voren is an animal neuroscientist who works with the Smithsonian Institute in Panama and has been helping with the hunt for new jungle drugs.
There's howler monkeys. See them? There's a bunch. There's 1, 2, 3. There's a big male.
There's another one. That one's huge.
There's so much biodiversity here. There's so much different types of life. If you look at a forest, like a temperate forest, you'll have a couple different species in one area. Here, like if we took 1 square kilometer, there's thousands of different species of plants and animals. If you look around, every one of these tree species is a different species. Or if you're in like a pine forest, it's gonna be like just one species. Yeah.
I got nailed by a fig. Do you think that just fell or it was thrown?
They're probably falling from the tree right now. So the monkeys are going through and they're trying to pick the ones that are just starting to fruit and really ripe.
Yeah.
So a lot of these are not ripe yet. And so
they'll toss them.
They're the rejects, so they're maybe throwing them at you. If you look inside, there's a fig wasp that's specific to the species, and it will go into the flower and it will get stuck in here. Yeah. That's when if you eat a fig Newton, it has a crunchy bit to it.
Yeah.
That's a fig wasp.
Oh, it's a dead wasp?
It's a dead wasp pieces, yeah. So you'll find little wasp pieces in these. So each one that's fruited like this has been pollinated by a fig wasp.
That is kind of insane. Wait, are you fucking around?
No.
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
I'll say.
It really is.
That's a really good way of fucking around.
The crunchy pieces is wasp pieces. I mean, they don't sting you.
I would hope not. It'd be a poor selling cookie.
Now they're throwing figs at you.
Nice.
Bryson's vast knowledge of jungle lore led his colleague, Irish microbiologist Sarah Higginbottom, to ask if he could think of anywhere she could find new sources of algae to study for potential medical applications. He pointed her to another tree dweller, one he just so happened to specialize in studying.
Oh, there it is. Okay, it's a big-ass male, actually. Middle of the tree, there's a dark clump that you can't see light through. It's grayish. Look through the binoculars.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. He's kind of looking around, I think. That's a 3-toed sloth.
Sloths. Bryson studies sloths.
So what are we gonna do? Is that, you said that one's uncatchable.
It's not uncatchable, but that's a cecropia tree, and it's the one that the ants live in that. So as soon as we touch it, it's gonna rain ants on us, and the ants sting you and bite you.
What a horrible environment.
Yeah. But the sloths love them though, so.
Okay.
We'll try to find another one that's easier to catch.
Well, considering that took us like 3 minutes, and we haven't actually left the highway yet, I think we'll be good.
Watch out. That was fire vine. It gives you a chemical burn on your skin when it touches you.
What?
And it leaves a scar.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Why do we have that?
It's got a natural defense, so things don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Everything has thorns and spines here and stuff, just to make any kind of animal stay away from it.
How do sloths survive? Like, is there an advantage to being a sloth, or are they just lucky they're not eaten every day immediately?
Like the whole thing with a sloth is that they avoid detection through crypsis. They look like a nest. So if they're not seen, they're safe and they can't get eaten. They actually have evolved that over millions of years. They've evolved this like really lethargic lifestyle. I mean, their muscle fibers actually react slower than ours do. But it's all about energy conservation because they eat leaves and It's not a whole lot of nutrients, but they fill this ecological niche that's perfect for them.
So they're like the apex couch potato, sort of.
Exactly. And they're a highly evolved couch potato.
After several more minutes of driving, we finally found our sloth.
Sloth?
See, right there?
Yeah. That
She's
big clump of movement.
Yeah, the one that's the ant nest that's running away.
Yeah. That be an easy one to catch?
No, she's maybe 60 feet in a tree, but the branch she's on is about that big.
Yeah.
We could maybe get her. Now she's scratching. They'll do that for like 10 minutes at a time.
They're like junkies.
Yeah.
Just like lay around and scratch.
So this is the problem. Like you can find them, and then actually catching it is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give it a shot. One, two, three. Oh, I just shorted it.
So any other animal, if you just shot a rope at and it missed it by inches, would not just sit there?
Most of them would not just sit there, no. They would take off very quickly. But what she's doing is she's thinking that whatever the heck we're up to, we don't see her, and that's her best defense.
Okay.
She thinks she's invisible.
Sloths.
That's the one.
That was a good shot. All right. What would happen if we broke the branch? Like,
If you get the branch, it just kind of sails down real slow like a parachute. And it actually doesn't hurt at all.
I pull too?
Yeah. Oh, here it comes. Oh, watch your head right there.
Whoa! Oh my God, here's the sloth right there. Or no, is that a termite nest?
Termite nest?
Oh shit.
I'm gonna bring the rope out here actually real quick.
Oh. There it is. Down it goes.
Oh, see, she's perfect right there. That was excellent. That was perfect. Hey, look.
Where is she?
Right here.
Oh.
See? She took the parachute route down.
She looks like a retarded badger. Her eyes even look pinned out like a junkie's.
You have to hold her?
Yeah.
There's a particular way. Just as long as you hold all of her
Claws together.
Yeah, then she's real calm.
Okay.
And you want to hold
She's
her like
making
kind
a
of firm.
sound. Is that the good one? Good kind of sound or a bad?
She's just showing you that she's here.
Oh, cool. Me too.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey.
I don't think I've ever held an animal that looks more like a mistake.
She's got a little Buddha belly.
Yeah.
She'll probably go to the bathroom in a day or two.
Is that how often they go?
They go like once a week. But you can usually tell if their belly's kind of swollen like this that she needs to go poop probably.
Really? And do they do that from the trees or do they come down?
Weirdly enough, they only do it on the ground. They dig a hole at the base of the tree, they go poop, they bury it, and they crawl back up.
It's extremely sanitary. Why do they do that?
No one really knows. I mean, why don't they just poop in the trees like a monkey or something? But they habitually always come to the ground, go to the bathroom, and then go back to the treetops.
Huh.
So we can take her back in the truck and take a hair sample for her.
All right, let's go. You wanna?
Sure.
Do the honors?
Here we go. Ooh.
So
She
slow.
wants to give you a hug. Hey. Come on, darling.
Sloths, named by every language they exist in for the very sin of being worthlessly lazy, may be so lazy they end up saving us. Because they don't have the energy to groom themselves, the average sloth's fur is matted together with all sorts of mold and algae and fungus and moth's nests, some of them unique to sloth dreads. They're like little, barely moving ecosystems.
You can see, like, right in her arm right here, she's got a bit of a green tint to her fur, and that's the algae. It's only found on sloths. We have looked otherwhere in the forest, we've never been able to find it anywhere else except for in the fur of the sloths here.
Sloths.
Their hair is specially adapted to host this stuff.
Yeah.
So if you look under a microscope, their hair has these cracks in it. So normal hair is smooth, like a cylinder. This hair is specially adapted for algae. So we'll just take like a piece like, that looks fine right there. And that's all you need.
All right.
Just a little bit of hair, and in this hair, there's probably, I don't know, 50 different species of fungi living in this.
So that'll go back to who?
This will go to my friends in Panama City, and they will do some analysis. They'll purify the fungi, they'll get extracts from it, and they'll test it against different strains of bacteria, and they can actually see if it, has the potential to be medically relevant.
So they're like a little living lab culture.
Yeah, it's a little pharmacy right here in their fur.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Grab the branch.
Process completed.
There she goes.
Thank you, sloth. There it goes. Up the vine. Very slowly. So slowly.
That's her speed. You can't rush her. She's happy.
Oh, so there goes the cure for cancer. Up a tree on the back of the slowest animal on Earth. So after the field scientists come back from the rainforest with their samples, the lab scientists have to analyze those samples and figure out what chemicals are in them and what use those chemicals may have fighting diseases such as cancer, malaria, or Chagas, which is a big problem down here. This is a lab where a lot of the analysis goes on. It's right outside Panama City, and we're going to meet with the microbiologist who oversees all the science going on in here.
Nature is giving us such an opportunity of diverse, molecules that we should really take advantage of it and protect these areas.
Carmenza Spadafora is the microbiologist I was just talking about. Her lab, IndicaSat, studies the parasitology of a wide range of tropical diseases, from malaria and dengue fever to Chagas and leishmaniasis. I hadn't heard of the last two either, even though apparently they kill tens of thousands of Central Americans a year. Bad on us, I guess.
The problem with them, they are neglected diseases, is that big pharmaceuticals do not want to spend money on them because, of course, the people that need these medicines are people with low resources. So are the countries where these people reside. And so it's up to us to step up and do what the pharmaceuticals are not doing.
How many people die from malaria?
Around 2,000 people die every day. Every day.
From malaria?
So, from malaria. So imagine that you have in the news that a ship sunk somewhere and 2,000 people died. Horrible. But then the next day, same thing happens. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Malaria has been developing resistance against the drugs used to combat them. Now it was every 20 years, and it was every 10, every 5. Now it's every 2 years.
That's how quickly it adapts?
That's how quickly it has created resistance.
Looking in the rainforest for undiscovered compounds isn't just a shot in the dark.
We are one of the 6 hot spots of biodiversity in the world.
Biodiversity is more than just hippie speak for saying the jungle is a popular place. Because the rainforest is so densely packed with plants and animals, the competition for survival forces species to adapt or die off at a much quicker rate than anywhere else. The more adaptations, the more new species evolve, the more intense the competition becomes, which pushes the whole cycle faster and faster, like an evolutionary forge. So it's not so much that the rainforest contains new creatures and compounds, it's potentially generating them as we speak.
The biodiversity of the rainforest provides the best conditions for the microorganisms to come up with their best array of armament to keep alive. And that armament is what could give humans a little lead for a drug. We just want nature to show us the molecule, and then humans will try to mimic it by synthesis, chemical synthesis.
In the sloth fur alone, IndicaSat scientists have found 85 distinct types of fungus, some of which have compounds which have proven very promising in attacking Chagas, malaria, and breast cancer. Yes, the breast cancer. But all these crazy new molecules don't just live on sloths' backs or orchids in the jungle's darkest depths. These researchers have found an extremely exciting antibacterial compound in this colony of ants that's about 5 steps into the woods from the highway.
This enormous hill is all the ant nest.
Yeah, in one single nest is like 3 to 5 million individual. One single queen. We can to dig it now to try to find one chamber.
Okay.
Okay.
I like scientists who don't use really delicate instruments.
For example, you want to see?
What is that?
This is the fungus symbiont.
Oh.
It is the food they're using for the larvae, for the brood, her brood.
So like these leaves and berries and everything, that's not ant food. That's food for the fungus.
They're food for the fungus, they eat the fungus.
Okay, now I get it.
To protect their fungus crop from dangerous bacteria and other fungi, these ants secrete an antibiotic chemical they use like a farmer would a pesticide.
Oh, that thing's enormous. It's like a big clump of earwax coming out of the ant chamber.
The idea is try to understand which is the type of antimicrobial they are using, because this species of fung has probably 10 to 12 million years using one single antimicrobial, one single antibiotic. But the human, we can to maintain only 20, 10, 3 years to using one antibiotic until we develop resistance to this kind of antibiotic.
So that would be good for us, at least for the next 12 million years. While the antibacterial ants were easy enough to get to, only a slim minority of jungle life lives on the forest floor. Most of the rainforest's inhabitants are in the canopy, some 50 to 200 feet above the ground.
So, part of the reason not much is known about the plants and animals that live and hang out in the canopy is because the canopy is a real bitch to get to. I've been doing the inchworm method for what feels like 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm basically a quarter of the way up this tree. This enormous tree. That's why a lot of people haven't done this before. It's also very scary.
Oh, God. You're doing very good, Thomas.
Oh, okay. Fuck my fucking glasses. Okay, almost there.
See if you can crawl up on the branch.
This is not.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
You're on the branch now. You feel better?
It's not better. It's not better at all. I'm now stuck on a tree, 85 feet above the jungle floor. This is the worst feeling of my life. I'm gonna sit on this branch with you.
Okay. I think there's room.
All right. So here we are. So this is the canopy.
Yeah.
How underexplored is this part of the jungle?
The canopy is really mysterious. I mean, there's not a whole lot of exploration going on there. I mean, some people spend time there, but we spend more time at like the depths of the ocean or on the moon than we do in the rainforest canopy, just because it's so hard to access. But it was only until very recently, until the 70s, that people started going into the canopy with rock climbing gear, because before that it was just they didn't know how to get up here. They'd cut down a tree and look at the top of it and see what there was there. But really, canopy exploration is a very recent science field. It's weird because most of the biodiversity on Earth is in the rainforest canopy.
In terms of like new discoveries and stuff, when we talk about like deforestation potentially destroying the cure for cancer every time, it's not just like if you destroy all the rainforest, sure, the cure for cancer could have been in there. Every little acre could have its own crazy medicine.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably microcosms all over here. This tree alone could have its own little microcosm in the canopy, but it's only found in this one tree.
Yeah, and your research is an example of that, in that you had been studying sloths and you kind of like hooked up with that scientist, but it was a shot in the dark, and like it was your very first try, like, let's see what's on sloths, and it turned out something that may cure which diseases again?
Chagas or cancer, who knows? I mean, it could have widespread implications. I mean, there's millions of species on Earth, and most of them haven't really been studied for their properties. So, but with new things adapting, new things evolving, that just makes a bigger pot of things to select from, and maybe a higher likelihood that something's going to be useful for us.
As I thought, best part of climbing a tree is not being in the fucking tree anymore. Oh, God, my nuts ache.
While the increasing accessibility of Panama's rainforest has made it easier for scientists like Bryson to look for the tree that cures cancer, it's also made it easier for developers who just as soon bulldoze the cancer tree to put in a Quiznos. Dr. Spadafora took us to a section of Camino de Cruces National Park near Panama City, what should be protected rainforest, but which is now about as unrainforesty as it gets.
Is this grass usually what grows when the forest has been removed?
Exactly.
Gone from like the most biodiverse type of ecosystem to the least, like a single useless plant everywhere.
Unfortunately, Panama's business sector is less interested in things for scientists to look at than places for people to drive to.
They are not going to stop there. You see, all that forest over there will be probably destroyed. What are they doing? Are they crazy? They are screwing it. We need to preserve this. It's biodiversity that we are losing. It's those compounds, that type of probable future medicines that we are losing. Just to put concrete. It's absolutely not only crazy, it's outraging. This is not only our heritage, Panamanian heritage, this is a world's heritage. As I told you, being one of the hot spots of biodiversity in the world, all the world should be concerned about what is happening in Panama.
The irony is this section of rainforest was carved out to help build that hospital. It's kind of a perfect illustration of the short-sightedness we have when it comes to the rainforest, that in addition to being a massive eyesore, God knows what kind of plants and animals were destroyed here, some of which we may not even have known about yet. New species that could have had the cure to cancer growing out of their eyeball. Could have been frogs that you lick them and it cures malaria, but none of us will ever know because it is now dirt and concrete.